Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy RZ. Okay, I'm spastic. Basically, this is week 4 of the UPBA, and I'm gonna bring up my opponent's Maniac X, and I'm gonna bring up his team. Bam. Okay, this boy has a threatening team. All right, he's got Mega Aggron, he's got Tapu Koko, he's got Laias, he's got Gyarados, he's got frickin', which he's been using real well. He's got frickin' Arcanine, he's got frickin' Nidoking, which blows through my team. He's got Swallow, which can also blow for my team. Snowflake, the Cragnole, which I love Cragnole, and pretty good, I gotta say. We got Eevee, no, Eevee. We got Espeon, which he has Espeon, which is really good. He's got Chestnut, which is really good, and he's got Charizard, which is also really good. So, looking at his team, his team's really threatening to mine, especially this, and this. Okay, so the three big I really need to just need to calm down and focus. So this are coming 100%, and they're huge threats. Arcanine and Chestnut I really think are gonna come, but they could not. Laias I'm pretty sure 100% is going to come. Gyarados I kinda doubt it. Charizard can come, but I doubt it. Espeon I don't think as much, but I could definitely see him bringing it. Swallow, I actually really think he's gonna bring Swallow because it can blow for my team. So yeah, he'll probably bring Swallow. And Cragnole, I doubt he'll bring Cragnole, but he could. So yes. Basically his team. Yep. That was what I was expecting his team. And this boy brought Arcanine, Chestnut, Nidoking, Swallow, Cragnole, Espeon. When I saw this team, a wave of relief went over me because I did not expect him to bring this team. All of these mons, I was like, okay, cool, he brought him. And then, like, when I looked at him, I was like, wait, no Tapu Koko? No Mega Aggron? How? Mega Aggron was such a huge problem. How did he not bring it? But I'll show you what I brought to build against his entire team. First, the heat. The heat finally bringing out something new. We got, with all that is holy, call him FishMoley, the Almamola, Assault Vest Mirror Coat, Hidden Power Electric, Knockoff, Scald, Sassy Nature, Max Spadef, Max HP, 8 defense. Now, why is this thing Assault Vest? I'll show you why, alright? Tapu Koko is such a big threat, and I don't want getting free momentum on 83%, even though I'll probably like always switch into 83%, except on that one turn where I'm like, it's time, FishMoley, it's time to do your thing. But it's also good against Nidoking and Choice Spec Swallow, and it can do well against that thing, and Espeon, and Charizard. Basically, Assault Vest is very good, and is actually going to work a lot better than just the standard defensive one. Even though, like, Spadef makes me a little weak against Arcanine, but you know, I got things to counter it. Next up, we got so this thing should have been nicknamed CTC, but I was kind of rushed, and I won't say rushed in building this team, but basically I built this team early on in the week, and I didn't really like think about the nicknames because I know I name them Sacred, but CTC is the Heat Master, so I have to name it CTC. But whatever, it's just a nickname, so it's Sacred. You gotta put in work for me. Okay. So, Choice Band, Sacred Fire, Stone Edge, Extreme Speed, Toxic, Max Attack, Max HP, Max Attack, enough speed to outspeed Nidoking 100% of the time, and 16 HP. Basically, this thing blows through his team. Look at his team. He's got, like, Chestnut. Basically, for Banded, his things are Arcanine, which takes about 50% from Stone Edge after Intimidate if he's max defense, max HP, and Chestnut, which might be able to take a Sacred Fire, but will not take it well. But that core really makes it hard for Choice Band and Entei. However, if I can get Entei in a good position, then it'll be fine, because most of the time I can just click Extreme Speed or Sacred Fire, unless he has Flash Fire or Arcanine. Or just Intimidate, because, like, you know, Intimidate's good. Next up, 83%. This thing is the glue. It's here for Tapu Koko, and that's about it. Now, it can be good against, like, Chestnut, a little good against Gyarados, and it can switch into Nidoking. It can't take the hits well, but it can switch into Nidoking, and basically this thing's here just the Spore stuff and Toxic stuff. And yeah, basically this thing's here just for Tapu Koko, just in case it's getting out of hand. Next up, we got Fob Lord, Volt Switch, Dragon Pulse, Rest, Sleep, Talk. You know, standard Fabio, because I love Fabio. Max HP, Bold, 216 defense, and enough speed to speed creep Aggron, because I want to be able to rest and Volt on that thing, just in case he has EQ and it does a little bit of damage. Because Fabio's like my only thing for Mega Aggron besides FishMoley. But next up, we got Flinch Head, max HP, max defense with a Spadef boosting nature and 8 Spadef, Air Slash, Defog, Roost Baton Pass, Serene Grace, you know, just because. And originally I had Thunder Wave, but I felt that the only thing that I'd be able to Thunder Wave is Latias, which granted I have like Versace for, which I'll show you in a second. And yeah, that's basically it. So I thought, well, his switch into Flinch Head is Aggron and Nidoking, so why don't I just throw a Baton Pass on it to gain momentum against him? And then it's mixed defense, just because this thing didn't really have a specific job, so I could run mixed defense. So yeah, and then last we got Choice Scarf, Versace, U-Turn, Thunder Punch, Heart Stamp, Iron Head, max speed, max attack, 4 defense. Why am I just running a standard set? Well, that's because if he runs max speed Charizard and that thing's scarfed, then that's a problem. And I don't want to lose the game because I get stupid with my EVs on Versace. I just don't. And just in case Versace gets knocked off by Cryogonal, because knockoff Cryogonal is a very big thing. So yeah, with that, let's get into the game. He brings these things like I showed you, and I brought this team. And I'm just going to lead out with FishMoley because if he leads out with Nidoking, Espeon, or Swell, I don't want them getting kills, alright? I just don't. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lead off with FishMoley as he leads out with his Nidoking, and I'm like, cool. He's not staying in, because FishMoley, if I have Waterfall, could do a lot of damage. So, I'm just going to fire off a Scald, as he does indeed switch out, and he goes out to his Cryogonal. And I Scald it, and it actually does 12%, which shows me that he is not HP invested, so he's an offensive Cryogonal, which is very good to know. So now I could have gone for Mirror Coat, thinking that he'd go for Freeze Dry, because from this range, Freeze Dry, if he gets Freeze Dry if he Freeze Dries me after Mirror Coat, the Mirror Coat will definitely kill Cryogonal. But he could have Toxic, and I'm scared of that. And I don't want FishMoley getting Toxic, so I'm just gonna go Entei, because Entei right here, Entei's looking real threatening. So we go out to Sacred, which should be CTC, but he just does end up going for the Freeze Shot, which is very fine with me, and that's like 16%. That's nothing. And now right here, now I cut Stone Edge, but he might be predicting that he might go out to his Chestnut. So why'd I slap on Toxic on this boy? For this exact scenario, because it just hits everything besides Nidoking, which I really doubt go Nidoking, because even if he's like, oh yeah, he's definitely gonna go for Stone Edge, he wouldn't risk Nidoking, because that thing is a huge threat to my team. Like, look, dead, basically dead if I wasn't that heat set, and dead if I don't, actually just completely dead. And if then Sacred's like really the only thing that threatens it. So I'm gonna go for Toxic, thinking that he might go out to something. And I go for the Toxic, and ends up pulling the switch to Arcanine, and I learned that it's not Intimidate, so it's Flash Fire. And I get the Toxic off, I land it thankfully, and I'm like, cool. Bad news, I don't have a switch into Arcanine. My switch in was Fabio. Problem, Fabio's not Mega Evolved. I need to figure out what his set is. If he's defensive, then Fabio eats up any hit, and it really doesn't care, and it can Mega Evolve in Volt, or Dragon Pulse, or Rest. If he's Life Orb, then it'll take a lot of damage, but it won't be bad. If he's Choice Band, it'll do a lot of damage, and I can figure out set, and Fabio will probably have to be sacked off. But you know what, that's fine. So, I'm going to switch out to Fabio on this thing. I don't think he's offensive because he needed to switch into Sacred, and he goes for Flare Blitz, and oh my sweet lord, that is some damage. So from that, he's Adamant, Choice Band, and that is the highest roll he could have possibly gotten on an Adamant max attack Flare Blitz. So, now he's weakened a lot, but Fabio is very weakened. So now I'm going to pull a switch out to FishMoley, because FishMoley eats every hit, and I need to get damage off on this thing, just so that I can start throwing out Sacred Fires with my Entei. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. He's gonna get hit with his toxic, and I'm just gonna switch out the no, not Fabio. I'm just gonna switch out the FishMoley, because FishMoley should be able to eat up any hit, even though it's not physically defensive. Should eat up any hit. He goes for flare blitz, and that still does a lot of damage. But Regenerator will basically heal that off. And now he's real low. So if he stays in here, the Arcanine is dead, and that's a huge threat out of the way for me. But if he switches. Okay, look, here's what I'm thinking. I don't want FishMoley to get super weakened. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull switch back into Fabio. If he flare blitz again, cool. Arcanine's dead, and honestly, I really don't need Fabio. Fabio doesn't do that much. If Swellow's physical, then it could have been nice, but you know what? That's fine. I can just pull switch out to Fabio, but he ends up pulling a switch to Chestnut. So that means as long as this thing isn't like some weird offensive set, like superpower or something weird like that, Fabio will be able to get off a rest. So, I Mega Evolve as he stays in, and he goes for the Leech Seed. You know what that means? Fabio's back in this game! That's Fabio, man. I love Fabio. So, I got off my rest, and that's great. And now I'm going to fire off a Sleep Talk, hoping that I get the Volt switched, because I don't really want to stay in on this thing that badly, because he Leech Seeded me. But he ends up going out to Kraken, and I'm like, cool. If I could get off Volt switch, that would be perfect, Fabio. You'd just be, that'd be very nice, Fabio. But I get the Dragon Pulse, and that does a lot of damage, showing me that he's not, like, special defensive Estidier. So what I can do now is I can pull the switch out to Entei, because I don't think he'd go for knockoff. And yeah, I got the Sacred, and he ends up going for the Freeze Dry again, right? Yeah, he goes for a Freeze Dry. Now here, I'm gonna throw off an Extreme Speed, because it could kill. Actually, I know it can't kill Kragnal, but the thing is, it does so much damage to Kragnal that won't matter if it doesn't kill, because it really can't come in on anything. I mean, it can come in on things, but basically, I'm throwing off an Extreme Speed because I don't want him going back to Arcanine, because if Arcanine comes back in, then it'll get a lot of damage off on Fabio. So, I'm going to fire off an Extreme Speed. If he stays in, then I don't know what he's going to do. He might Toxic or knock off me. But if he knocks off me, that's honestly not a big deal, because Sacred's still good without the Choice Band. So, I'm going to fire off an Extreme Speed, and if he stays in, that's cool. If he goes Chestnut, that's also cool. He stays in, and I do so much damage to him, and he ends up going for the Toxic. So now Sacred's on a timer, which isn't good, but I can just throw off another Extreme Speed. He probably won't save this. So yeah, but he does save it, and he goes out to his Chestnut, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll get off a little chip and get some knowledge. And that's like max defense. I didn't really calculate, but he's Rocky Hum, which is very good to know. So now I can switch out to my Amoonguss, because I want to get off a Toxic on something. I just want to get off a Toxic. But I'm pretty sure he doubles. No, he just ends up going for the Synthesis. Yeah, he does that. And now I'm going to throw off a Toxic, because he really doesn't have that good of a switch in besides Espeon. So yeah, I'm going to fire off this Toxic, but he goes Arcanine. I'm like, alright, no problem at all. I got Fabio in the back. If he goes for Flare Blitz, he should die to Toxic plus the recoil he gets from Flare Blitz. So I'm just going to go out to Fabio. Fabio resists, and Fabio's the greatest Pokemon in the game. So yeah, Fabio comes out, and he actually ends up going for the Wild Charge. And I'm like, oh, perfect. You know what that means? That means Fabio is going to be able to get off a Sleep Talk and burn the last turn of sleep. So next time Fabio attacks, it wakes up, and if I need to go for rest again, we're good. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I get a rest, so Fabio doesn't get the kill, right? Is that how it was? No, he got. Oh crap. I need to. Crap, I need to change something then. Sorry. So, Amoonguss actually didn't get a kill. Wait, did Amoonguss not get a kill? Seriously? What is... Yeah, Amoonguss doesn't get a kill. I don't know what I was thinking when I was doing this. So Amoonguss doesn't get a kill. Amoonguss actually gets 0. But Fabio gets another kill. Alright. I thought Arcanine died to Toxic because I needed to fix out the differential. But now, he's going to go out to... What does he go out to? He goes out to his Nidoking. And I'm like, okay, cool, this thing's a threat. I got FishMoley, so let's switch out the FishMoley. Actually, don't I go... Yeah, I go 83% because he probably rocks here. If he doesn't rock, that's fine. If he does rock, that's pretty bad. But basically, I don't need 83%, and if I could get off a Spore, that'd be very nice. So he gets up rocks, and here I'm going to go for Spore. Even though SB on Switch is super obvious, really, I'm not going to risk it, because I want to go for foul play, but screw it. I'm just going to click Spore, because he might stay and try to go for, like, Ice Beam. But he ends up switching out to his Espeon, which I really wish I had gone for the foul play. But you know what, that's fine. And now, here, if he's Choice Specs, Psychic, or Psyshock, that kills 83%. Thing is, I don't really need 83% at this point, because Swallow could be physical. If it's special, then 83% still get to it KO'd. And I have a counter to Chestnut in Togekiss, which already can defog, and then it can Air Slash, and it'll do a lot of damage. Just like, it'll kill that thing, and it'll do a lot of damage to Nidoking on the Switch. So what I'm going to do here is going to go for Foul Play, because I feel like he's going to go for Shadow Ball to predicting my Jirachi, and Jirachi is very important at this point, because it can sweep with like Iron Head or Heart Stamp as long as Chestnut's dead. So that's what I'm going to do. But he ends up tricking me a Choice Scarf, so I'm like, completely fine. He has Black Sludge. I'll weaken me even more. And this Foul Play, dead is damage. That's what I call damage. And now he can't kill me in any way, so I'm just going to go for Foul Play again. And he ends up switching. I'm like, great, I get damage insects, Cryogonal. So it's even better for 83%. And I'm pretty sure he goes out to Swellow next, right? Pretty sure he goes out, yeah, he goes out to Dauntless as well. And I'm like, cool. You know what that means? That means I can fire off a Foul Play and do some hefty damage to this thing. I feel like he's going to be physical with Brave Bird since he brought out an 83%. But if he is Boom Burst, I really don't have a switch in, so I'm just going to stay in and go for Foul Play. And he goes for Boom Burst. That is Choice Spec Boom Burst. I don't know if that's modest or timid, but that's a lot of damage. I go for Foul Play, and it does a decent chunk. Now, I'm going to switch out to Versace because it'll eat up the Choice Specs Boom Burst. It'll do like 40-ish%, so that'll be fine. And HP on Versace really doesn't matter since it's Scarfed, and it'll get ult-code by everything besides Espeon, but it can already kill Espeon at this range, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I switch out to it, and he ends up going for the Boom Burst again. As you can see, he stays in, and yeah, I eat it up. That does a lot of damage though. And now, right here, look, the obvious play is Chestnut, but he doesn't know what I am. I could be special, like Special Scarf Psychic. I could just be like defensive and not even be able to kill this thing. He doesn't know what I am. He doesn't know. I wanted to click U-turn because I'm like, oh yeah, he's switching out to Chestnut, but then I thought, you know what? No. If he stays in and I go for U-turn, something dies. Simple as that. So I'm gonna click Thunder Punch. If he stays in and this thing dies, that is amazing. If he switches out to Chestnut, then fine. I can just hard switch out the Togekiss. Now he pulls a double from Chestnut, we're in a big. If he pulls a double from Chestnut out to Nidoking, that'll be a bit of a pickle. But then I can sack something off to Nidoking to bring in Entei to get a kill then. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fire off a Thunder Punch. He ends up staying in and I kill it. Oh, there's such a wave of relief went over me once I saw that the Thunder Punch went off. I was like thinking, I was like, you know what, no, he's going to switch. And I was like, screw it. I slammed Thunder Punch and it worked out for me. Now it goes out to his Nidoking, and I'm just going to go out to Amoonguss and sack it off. So yeah, that's what I do, right? Yeah, I go out to Amoonguss and I sack it off because he goes for Earth Power, and then he goes for Earth Power again. Now, I don't know what was wrong with me at the time. Basically, after 83% died, I was like, alright, I don't know if this thing's scarfed or not. He could be Scarf Rocks, I don't know, so I'm gonna go out to FishMoley, and FishMoley eats up every hit. What I should have done here is gone Entei, because I knew he wasn't scarfed from the damage he was doing to Amoonguss, but at the time I was just being stupid. At the time of battle, I was like, alright, I'll go out to FishMoley. But still fine though, because FishMoley eats up every hit anyways. So I ended up going out to FishMoley. I should have gone Entei, but you know what, that's fine. Got the FishMoley, and here I'm going to click Mirror Coat, because honestly he's probably going to stay in thinking Sludge Wave will do a butt ton, and since he knows I'm Scald only does 30% to him, and if he switches up Chestnut, that's fine. Once again, I got Togekiss, the defog finally. So yeah, I'm going to fire off the miracle, and he stays in to go for the sludge wave, and I get the miracle off. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's so nice getting that to work out. That is awesome. That is sweet. Now he goes out to, why is that thing blue? Now he goes out to Chestnut, and basically I get to go out to Togekiss, and Togekiss finna win this game for me, because Flinchhead is a god. Flinchhead is just the GOAT. Woodhammer does absolutely nothing. I'll switch as normal. Woodhammer does absolutely nothing. Now I can go for Root Defog because I didn't know like if he was going to switch or not, and I just wanted to get Defog off. He ends up going for Leech Seed, and now I can fire off the Air Slash. If he goes for the Spiky Shield, then I can Roost, but I just go for the Air Slash, kill off Fallout. And he brings out his Espeon. I'm like, cool, he could probably kill me, or he might not, I don't know. I'm just going for Air Slash. He Psychics, that does absolutely nothing. I go for Air Slash, and Flinchhead's gonna pick up the last 2 kills. And what a game. What a freaking game, I gotta say. Good game to Maniac X, and that was a game. I gotta say, that was a game. So with that, I'm gonna get up out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.